Welcome to the 32nd episode of the ML Backstage podcast. My name is Mars Luna.
And I'm Ethan. I'll take it from here, thank you. What's up, y'all? It's Joshua Luna here with a very special ML Backstage episode. This is the very first live broadcast as my fellow co-host Holokahiki Toves came to visit me here in Vegas. I showed Holo the new Mars Luna album, New Orbit, that's yet to have a release date, but hopefully soon because he playing. Recapped Holo's Vegas experience so far, and I asked whether we like the people we're becoming and whether we're satisfied with our relationship status. This live episode brought a very different energy than usual, and I'm very excited to share it with y'all. Don't mind my voice, I lost it the day after we recorded it, ironically. I'm technically on vocal rest, but I had to record this take real quick for you guys. Hope everyone enjoys the episode and New Orbit whenever it comes out. Let's get to it. Yeet, brah, boom.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 32nd episode of the ML Backstage podcast. I am Joshua Luna, and alongside me right here
what's up, brother?
is my boy Holokahiki Toves. Staying here in Sin City, straight from the ATL. As you can tell, this is our very first live episode, and we're very excited to share this with y'all. To those who are new here, welcome. The ML Backstage podcast is basically a behind-the-scenes look, a time capsule of my musical project. Well, first of all, let's backtrack a little bit. So I make music. I, Joshua Luna, go by the stage name Mars Luna, the Cosmic Prince and Space Alien singer, pop R&B singer-songwriter from the sixth dimension, and full-blown character. And Holokahiki's been my photographer and one of my best friends since high school. We also have another co-host named Kainalu Kamai, and he's also another photographer of mine and one of our other best friends. And he's back in Hawaii, where we're from, and he's probably surfing right now. And we're recording on Veterans Day today, and he's a member of the National Guard. So shout out to Kainalu Kamai, Happy Veterans Day, even though I told you already in person, in text. But yeah, as you can tell, this is our very first time doing this live, and I honestly don't know how it's gonna go, but yeah. Back to the original point of this podcast is basically a behind-the-scenes look, kind of a peek behind the fourth wall, so to say, and it's basically a time capsule to kind of keep track of the singles, the EPs, albums, projects, creative projects that I do, and to kind of just be like, oh, this is how things were when we were recording this, or when I was going through this process, and I can look back at it, and y'all can look back at it years from now, because, progress and growth is not meant to be instantaneous. It doesn't happen overnight, and, sometimes things blow up, like, years later when you don't expect, so, yeah, it's just more so something to keep track, and, yeah, hope you guys enjoy what you're seeing and listening to today. So, Holo, how's it been, bro? Welcome to Vegas.
Thank you.
Welcome to Vegas, first of all.
I tell you, it was a very rocky beginning, but got on that plane and came here to Vegas, running on adrenaline. Yeah. I was running on 2 hours of sleep.
2 hours.
2 hours of sleep. So I was at the airport for 12 hours.
At the Atlanta airport, right?
Atlanta airport, because I was running on standby, and of course, keep in mind, I'm flying on a Friday to Vegas. Right. Everybody's trying to get here on a weekend.
Yep.
So I've been trying to get on this flight, and I've been booted like 5 flights in a row. Got on this 6th one. And I didn't have a feeling that I was gonna make it, but then I just saw like one seat open, and I was like, at that point I was like praying. I was like, God, get me on this flight. God, get me on this flight. And sure enough, My name got called Toves. Boom! I book into the boarding door. Got on.
Written in the stars, my boy.
Right, and I let Luna know I made it. We are here.
Yeah.
Filming this in Santa Fe Station.
Hey, shout out to Santa Fe Station, man.
Shout out to them. This is a nice room, man. And you know, beautiful view of the parking structure and the bush outside. But you know, only in Vegas.
Right.
Other than that, you know, this is our my first full day. Here in Vegas. We woke up, you know, we kind of had like a slow morning. Getting up, we did kind of just cruise. Luna took me to a acai bowl smoothie place.
Better days.
Better days, you know, we got we got a lot.
Yeah, man. And
some good stuff.
It's a very popular local spot here, for sure. And it's funny because you know, it was kind of like our brunch.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I wanted to show Holo here, you know, spots that you know that are local to Vegas.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Because I've been here for 9 years now, and I've seen a lot of changes and things happen here over the years. Like I moved here in 2014, and you know, I don't even remember how Vegas looked like in 2014 anymore. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing like all the new developments happen, like in real time, it's happening so fast. And Better Days is a spot that was kind of popping, and you know, like it's like a modern 70s like peace, love, hippie vibe. Like it's everything's good there. It's one of my favorite spots there. If I ever wanted like acai bowls or whatever, Better Days was a spot, and that's actually where I was like planning out New Orbit.
Oh really?
Yeah, like
okay.
Like just looking at the aesthetics on the walls and stuff like that, and like
I noticed that.
Yeah, you know, so it was just kind of like, what kind of general vibe was I looking for, and I don't know, I needed to I went there for inspiration, so like, you know, just aesthetic wise, right, kind of. So but anyway, I was standing in line. I finished my order, you know, and I saw this dude over here. He was, you know, I used to call him back in high school. I used to call him the Tahitian Mac Daddy back in Hawaii. But it was like such an ironic nickname. It wasn't like he was macking on girls or nothing. It was actually the opposite. It was very ironic. But because in my head I'm like, you know, this is a handsome dude right here. Like he could get any girl he wants. But he's just choosing to play his PSP
in high school. Yeah.
In high school, so I was like, and we had like a subgroup of friends, you know, like but in like one large group of friends, but like the subgroups were kind of dominated over the big group at large, right? And you know, we were hanging around a bunch of dudes who were like men's men type thing, and you know, and like you were friends with them, but like but we had like I had our own like subgroup with myself, Kainalu, Scott, you know, Holo and Natalie, and you know, and you are kind of like in between both of them, you know, with your PSP. And then like, you know, I was like, man, I mean, this dude gotta stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could get any girl he wants, I swear. And then that's kind of where that nickname came from. Yeah. And sure. Going back to Better Days, I finished ordering my thing, and then I saw this dude macking with the cashier, and I was like, okay, I gotta kind of move this up right here, and then like pulling up my phone. To those who are listening, I'm like pulling up my phone and like trying to be discreet with it on the side, but then like right when I was about to press record, he was done with his order. I was like, never mind. I was like, never mind. It would have been, but hey, we're going back there tomorrow. So
just because the acai bowls are pretty damn good. I got an ube one that was recommended to me, and I just want to say I want to give my feedback. You know, I want to give my feedback.
What is your feedback? What is your feedback of Better Days?
That it was, you know, it was had like this ube acai bowl, and then I had this burrito, and I did finish the ube, and then I went on to the burrito. It was good. It was light.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was heavy,
Yeah.
but I gotta eat a lot nowadays.
Right.
So I got that burrito, but yeah, it was smooth. Like I would say Better Days is up there with Holly Bowls
Ooh.
and Farm to Barn.
Oh.
It's
Tough.
I noticed that it's much more sorbet, like solid, kind of like
Yep.
it's not very like smooth,
Yep.
like Holly Bowls
Right.
or like acai bowls in Hawaii. So that's kind of what I enjoy the most, is that I get to dig in it.
It's solid.
Yeah.
It's made for I would say like it's acai bowls for the desert.
Right.
That's kind of how I would. It's because
That is true.
the climate is different out here, right? It's very dry. It's very, very arid, right? Whereas like in Hawaii it's humid and things melt faster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's probably solid like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, this dude loved it so much. He's going back there. We're going back there tomorrow.
I just asked you. I was like, "Oh, this is a pretty good place. I think we should go back tomorrow."
Well, I mean, that's what you said, not me. You said not me. But anyway, yeah. So that happened. We also got some Mexican food last night.
Oh, dude,
and
Mexican food.
And situated ourselves, in the hotel room here.
Yeah. I gotta say though, that toilet there is getting a lot of action with our Mexican food. God dang.
That's what I said last night, because I mean you got that you got the spicy sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't get that for that reason, because I knew that if I was gonna go home, it would have been a situation.
Right.
But I wasn't gonna allow that to happen. So it's that's neither here nor there. Just kind of taking Holo to spots that were local to here, and just thinking that like I don't know what kind of Mexican food joints they got out there in Georgia. So I was like, yeah, we in the West Coast now, so
yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Let's just have them pull up to the spot, right by my house, and yeah, like, and now we're here doing this podcast. As far as I go, like this has been a really busy week. I had rehearsal for work on Thursday night for a new song that we're gonna be playing this Sunday, and it's pretty easy work. I'm not gonna lie. Like the song was pretty easy, and on Wednesday I colored my hair yellow.
Smooth, man.
Just straight to album season.
Yeah, straight album season.
Straight to album season. So yeah, I color my hair for Mars Luna. I color my hair to symbolize that, okay, I'm working on a big project. You know what I mean? Like it's not because I'm not just doing it for the vibes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's intentionality behind behind coloring my hair, and like I remember when I showed my mom my hair for the first time, and like coloring my hair, because this is something I actually wanted to do ever since I was a kid. Like I wanted to color my hair red, because red is actually my favorite color, and I did that for Lost in Space. I colored it purple for Dark Matter. I was like, man, it was all right. But then like when I started coloring my hair yellow, I felt like it was universally liked by everyone. It felt natural.
It took to a whole meeting. Like I feel like I would always tell him when he would share pictures of him and his blonde hair. I'd be like, bro, you look like straight Korean.
That's the bleach.
Yeah,
I was like,
the
bleach.
You can pass for a K-pop artist.
Man, I think my voice is too deep for that though.
Oh yeah, they
my talking voice is too deep.
They'll be like, oh, you're Korean, and you just speak, and they'll be like, oh, never mind.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind. Like all your mo comes out.
Right. I mean, I don't really do that here. I just do it with the homies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, yeah, I mean, I think being like talking pidgin with the homies, like with you, with Kainalu, it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
It's like a way of like missing home, missing Hawaii, you know, and be like, and I'm like, I got it, because it's so relaxed and it's so free, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't really do that with other people, you know, but that's like, you know, that's the thing about culture, right? Culture is, you know, you got to know like what lines can you cross, what lines, oh, what's the safe zone, right? You know what I'm saying? Or like, oh gosh, I have a term in my head, code switching, like, especially living in the continental United States, like you got to code switch a lot, and I'm pretty sure you've noticed that even living in Georgia, right?
Yeah, I noticed that a lot. Like sometimes when I would pick up on these phrases that especially the African American would say.
Yeah.
Like they would say like "come on," or they will say a lot like how I would say something and like somebody tells me to do something, I'll be like okay, but then they would say all right, and then they just do it, and then there's stuff there's like all right, yeah, or they, instead of saying you're welcome, they would say I appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I noticed I would say it a lot to Luna. I'll catch myself saying it a lot too. Like,
I do that. I do that as well.
Yeah. It's like I'll say it to
for sure. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it's when you learn all these phrases, and going back to code switching, you kind of embrace it, and you would say it, but you'll notice that you'll be more conscious of how you say it to other people, because you know that, I can't say it to this type of person or this type of group. I need to switch it, and it's kind of like I would say it's a skill set, because you are deciding.
It's very much a skill set.
Yeah, you are deciding to switch your way of your speaking and the way you put together your words. Because back home, I'm so laid back.
Right.
And when I go to Atlanta, I'm like, my friends, my coworkers, they will say, "Oh, I'll see you tomorrow," and then I would say, "Shoots, my brother," and they would look at me, and they'd be like, "Oh, shoot, you shooting me?" And I'm like, shoot, like I meant like goodbye, Shoots.
Yeah, like that. It's like that's a Hawaii thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it. My bad.
It's like oh okay, but like back in Atlanta, I'm trying to normalize the shaka.
Right.
And I've noticed when I use the shaka, like I would throw shakas at them, my coworkers, or I'll shaka back to when changing lane.
Yep. I do that too.
I noticed that people started using it too to relate to me.
Yeah.
And when I see it, I tell them straight up, like, "Oh, I love seeing that shaka."
Yeah, I mean, it's as long as it's an earnest attempt, and it's not like, it can be very tricky, because it's like I mentioned earlier, there's a fine line. Like, people just, even if you try to educate people on whatever, like your culture, and some people may not get it, and that's okay. Like, sometimes people will have, like, even with Hawaii, I would probably say, like, you'll never like fully know unless you've lived there for a while and immersed yourself in the culture. And I think I can probably say the same for any culture, really.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I don't know how we got into that, but I think but anyway, like, this is, this is your first full day here on your weekend vacation, and I've never felt more Vegas than I have over this past week. And it's weird, like I had like migraines on Wednesday, like
really?
it was so bad.
Oh dang.
But and then like I was like, well, I gotta, if my body feels like it's coming down with something, I was like, well, I gotta go get some orange juice. I gotta go
stock up.
I gotta get some, gotta get some hydration. I think part of it too is just the weather, because it's like 50 degrees in the morning, and the weather dropped pretty quick.
Yeah, I noticed when I was walking outside and I was wearing shorts and a tank top. Yeah. I was like, oh dang.
That's what I was saying. Like, that's what I was saying this morning. Like, I was like, oh, this guy's like fit. Oh, it's like 50 degrees outside and you look like you're going to the gym. It's different. This man is different.
Well, I remember when we was walking to the car and I was really thinking about like, oh shoot, like I should bring my jacket with me.
Yeah.
But nah, it's like run on, cuz we run on.
I respect it. So this is a music commentary podcast. So going into hard transition into music. Very hard transition. Very hard transition into music.
Pivot.
For the past year, I've been working on this album. So with Mars Luna, I've created a bunch of projects or albums. They're called episodes of the Cosmic Chronicles, which is basically basically a collection of albums, a collection of episodes that encapsulate the human perspective from an intergalactic lens. So from an outsider standpoint of like, it illustrates like the entire spectrum of humanity really, and whether it's talking about love, whether it's talking about like faith, whether it's talking about life, it's all coming from like an outsider intergalactic point of view. And I've released two albums from that Chronicles already. Lost in Space, which was released in 2019, Dark Matter in 2021, which is actually coming up on the 2-year anniversary of Dark Matter.
Okay.
Which is pretty crazy to think about. And now we're working on the third one, which is called New Orbit, and you can probably tell by the title of this podcast here, and I would probably say that album update, it's literally almost done.
Yeah.
I know I said last episode that this album's going to be released in November for sure. It's going to be released in November for sure. But I also said that it was going to be released in October for sure. But I mean, like, life happens.
Yeah,
life happens. Yeah. Like kind of, like I'm not tripping about it. All I told Morgan Wright, who is the producer, he was on an 2 episodes ago, so you can check that one out. Also, Hawaii to Vegas transplant, and we were working on it, and he was actually sending me some final mixes today, and we got to listen to it right before this, and I just want to let y'all know that it's a very, like, Lost in Space and Dark Matter were like very melancholic projects, I would say. Dark Matter especially is kind of more like, it's more like comic book villain-esque, and Lost in Space was like very like Diet David Bowie-esque, and or Diet Bruno Mars-ish, Diet Sleeping at Last, Sliping. And then New Orbit is a very happy project, I would say. It's a very drastic turnaround, mood-wise, but sonically it's very good vibes, I would say. And I can't wait for y'all to hear it. I should have a release date for it very, very soon, as long as Morgan sends me the mastered files, which should be any day now. So be on the lookout. Maybe I'll drop it later on this month. Maybe in December. I don't know. But it definitely won't be in 2024.
Right.
Definitely not going to be in the beginning of 2024. But anyway, let's go over some of these songs. So the singles for the album are track number 2, This Time, which we discussed in the last episode. This Time was a song that I wrote with Kainalu Kamai, and way back in like 2014 when Kainalu visited me. We were kind of just jamming and working on stuff, and the video of the original take is on Kainalu's YouTube. It's under like Joshua Luna / Kainalu Kamai This Time. Like, you'll find it. It's it's a work of art.
Yeah, is it like, what was it filmed on? Like,
It was on one of Kainalu's cameras.
on all those cameras? Yeah, it was like OG. Like,
Yeah, like this. That was when I was growing out my
Yeah.
hair, and it was like I had like a mini afro and stuff. So, but that was written before Mars Luna, and I've actually showed the draft to several of my homies like last year.
Yeah.
And then like they said like this is something that Joshua Luna would do, and that's something that you'll kind of see in New Orbit is that like in Dark Matter especially, it's very much like very out there, very like this is Mars Luna at its like the character at its peak, whereas like New Orbit it's kind of like Two-Face, where it's like I'm embracing the duality as opposed to Dark Matter where it's where I was kind of opposed to it, and that dynamic was on display, and Lost in Space was like me like Joshua Luna kind of slipping into the darkness a little bit, and this time was like sonically you could tell that like it's something that I would write as myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm glad that it showed that, and it's basically learning your lessons. Like, hey, I might have made some mistakes. I regret this, but this time I'll be better.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Basically.
It's pretty self-explanatory when you listen to it. And Green Light, which is track 6, and Green Light, man, I gave shout outs to Tommy Boy, Tom Bro, like 3 episodes in a row. I'm gonna give him a shout out again because he gave the template for this. He gave the template for it and sent me a beat in the pandemic in 2020 before he even worked on Dark Matter with me and Morgan, and shout out to him for moving as well, because he moved from Richmond, Virginia to Cypress, Texas, which is
so he went to Texas?
yeah,
Jeez.
he's in it's like a suburb of Houston, I think.
Oh wow.
Yes, so
Their music scene too is
oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's up there.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
I love Texas, so good for him. You know what I mean? And yeah, he sent me that. He sent me a beat that would have landed perfectly on Dark Matter, but I wanted to use it for a different project because I already forecasted this part of the process for New Orbit a while ago. So, and then I figured okay, this is gonna be the centerpiece for the song, but I needed to redo it. Because I wanted to change the key, and I wanted more live instruments. That's why you can hear more of the electric guitar. You can hear more even the electric piano on there. You know what I mean? But the foundations of the song was all Tom Bro, and made sure, Morgan and I kind of made sure to pay homage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's very much like if Rocket Science from Dark Matter was about thinking about shooting your shot, Green Light is the actual shooting your shot. I'm just looking for the green light. I got nothing to lose, everything to prove. I'm giving you all the signs. You know what I'm saying? This is my interest is right. It's obvious. It's clear as day, right?
It's better days.
It's better days. Blessed days.
Blessed days.
Blessed days, you know what I'm saying? So that's Green Light. And Communication was track number 3. I completely skipped it. So Communication is no kind of relationship is gonna thrive without proper and solid communication. And everyone communicates differently, right? So everyone has different styles of communicating to their partner, communicating to whoever, you know what I'm saying? And basically in the gist of the song, it's she wants to work things out, but he refuses to take any kind of accountability for whatever. You know, so it's like, oh man, I could tell she really cares about me because she's telling me that, you know, she wants this thing to work, and I'm trying to make excuses, right? And that's kind of what it is. It's a no nonsense song. It's like I say in one of the lines, like, she won't take no BS, and it's like, but I'm the one that's like making up all of these kind of excuses for myself, right?
Right.
So you gotta get better with communication. You can't go anywhere with a lack of communication, right? So that's pretty straightforward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the singles themselves are pretty straightforward with the tone and the messaging, and even the styles. I feel like it's pretty it matched. I feel like so. And let's break down some of the other songs. So I'm basically giving y'all a preview of this album, and even in this video, like I'll have the songs kind of layered underneath it, so y'all can get a glimpse of what, you know what I'm saying. So this time was track number 2. Lemonade is the intro track number 1. Well, or like an interlude type of thing. And have you heard of the phrase, you know, like, you turn your lemons into lemonade. You know, when life gives you lemons, you know, make lemonade. Right? It basically means to turn a not so ideal situation into something that's optimal, and turn into something that works for you. You know, going from pain to perseverance to, you know, pushing through and getting through whatever the obstacle is. And in this part of the song, or this part of the narrative, it's basically trying to, you know, find a way to get a lover back. You know what I mean? And like hoping and holding on to hope that this person will come back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whether that hope is delusional or not, there's like a real, tangible possibility. You know what I mean? And you're kind of holding on to that, and it's like saying that you're willing to make things work and make things better. You know, so that I can be better myself, and also so that person will come back. You know, and that's kind of what Lemonade was. And like, I kind of have a little callback to Dark Matter with Intergalactic Love Hotline at the end, where instead of Mars Luna answering the line, I have Mars Luna's alien friend, Ethan. I wish I brought him here today. It's like Ethan is like breaking the fourth wall here. Ethan is like this alien figure. He's like he's an alien figure like around this tall. He's a work of art for sure, and he was actually given to me through you, right? Like, I saw an Instagram story, like he was just chilling on your desk, and I complimented it, and I was like, and he was like, "Bro, you want it?" I'm like, yeah, I would. I mean, it's yours, but I mean, like, if you really want to if you want to hand that over, I'll gladly take it.
Yeah, I got it from my auntie when I was in middle school, and she said that she got it from one of her students that made it at LCC.
Leeward Community College, shout out to Leeward.
So they sculpted it, and I was like, "Wait, what? They sculpted this?" Yeah. And I just hold it on for so long, and I was like, "It's ET, like." It's
ET, yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna put it in a box. It's ET. I'm gonna put it on my desk or
right.
keep it around. And then this guy saw it, and I was like, "Bro, you want it?" Because I wasn't doing anything. It was just like a paperweight.
Yeah, I mean, and I bring him to shows and stuff, and you know, he's like a prop every single time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I have this like little scenario where it's like he's kind of like an employee.
Yeah.
He's like an employee of the Intergalactic Love Hotline, and you know, I kind of made him sound like a Chick-fil-A, a Chick-fil-A employee, which is not intentional at all. But I even say the whole my pleasure thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's my pleasure.
And
My pleasure, Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Hope you have a great day.
you know what I mean? And yeah, it's pretty. It was kind of stupid, but I mean, like it's kind of a continuation of the previous project. It's a callback to it. That's the whole reason behind it, and it sets up the rest of the album. Do for Love, track number 4. It basically poses a question. Like, it follows up communication, which is kind of like a make or break point in the album where it's like, okay, I want to make this work, but you're gonna have to want to make it work. It's yourself. You can't hide. You can't, make excuses for yourself anymore. You know what I'm saying? And then this time, which is the track before communication, is like, oh, I'll be better. I'll be better this time. Okay, communication. All right, I'm willing to make it work, but it's on you. And Do for Love basically poses the question, like, what do you do for love? What am I gonna do for love? What am I gonna do for? Because true love takes work.
Mm-hmm.
True love is not handed to you on a silver platter. It's not just romance. You know what I'm saying? So, and as you grow older, you realize like it requires a lot of intentionality. It requires a lot of growing pains that you're gonna have to go through. Pretty straightforward. It's one of the most boxed in 50-second songs you'll ever hear.
Right. Yeah. And I listened to these songs before we started filming, and I gotta say, I wish that song was much more longer.
I'll tell you why it's not longer. Part of it has to do with my work. And part of it too is like, so I was mentioning the Intergalactic Love Hotline earlier for Lemonade, and saying that, Mars Luna was not able to answer the phone because he was in the Bahamas or whatever
In my Ethan voice, welcome to the Intergalactic Love Hotline. My name is Ethan and I'm glad to be of service.
So I didn't have another verse for Do for Love, but what I did have were full-blown skits that I could read them all off right now. I have it right in front of me, and and I'm like, ooh, it's a piece of work. I can say that now.
Just if you can, give us like an overview of the skits that didn't make.
Oh, huh?
That didn't make the.
It did not make the final cut. I had 2 skits that didn't make the final cut.
What was the skits about?
So it's basically like, like it involved like online dating, saying like. So basically, it was Mars Luna picking up the line on the Intergalactic Love Hotline, instead of Ethan this time. It was like,
Welcome to the Intergalactic Love Hotline. My name is Mars Luna and I'm glad to be of service. According to our analytics and matchmaking services we provide, I guarantee you.
This is my Mars Luna voice, by the way. So basically, I could run through the whole skit right now, because I have it right here. It's like a whole thing.
I think you need a separate podcast for that one.
No, I could run through that real quick, actually. So, yeah, it's like kind of an extension of the Intergalactic Love Hotline, and kind of like, Mars and Josh catching up and saying like, Mars saying like the Bahamas was like immaculate, you know what I'm saying, and how's everything been, and then because on Dark Matter, one of the things I was dealing with in Dark Matter was a hypothetical one-night stand situation, and that's kind of what led to like the whole thing of rocket science, and like it led to a series of decisions that led to regret in Dark Matter, and it led to some resentment there, but we technically made up in New Orbit. Mars and I technically made up, and basically saying, the vibes are immaculate, like I had Bumble a while ago, and like I was scrolling through the matches, and one of them was like a 49-year-old cougar
Oh, shit.
with two kids, saying that she was looking for a boyfriend.
Oh, dang.
These are all hypothetical, so it's like, you know. And then I was like, she's almost 50 and double my age, so that's wild, you know. So I swiped left and deleted the app immediately because that age difference caught me off guard. And I was like, and I put like, I mean, I guess you could say she's a good mom, I guess. But knowing that a woman like her is interested in me is scary. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like that was kind of like the gist of it. And then I said like hopefully there's some women in my age range in these streets, because these online dating stuff ain't it. You know. And then I mentioned like how much I've enjoyed being single, and you know, just like you said I should do. And you know, in Over Again from Dark Matter, Mars and Luna basically said that you should just be single. You know, like, so it's just more so like him not taking responsibility as well for leading me down like a dark path. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there was also an alternative, you know, and then he said like and then Mars, in my Mars voice, he goes like,
I'm glad you listened to my advice, Joshua. I am proud of you. But honestly, even though you put yourself in precarious positions over and over again, I believe in you.
you know what I'm saying? You know, and it kind of leads into the hero.
Oh, into the hero. Okay.
So
okay.
so at the end it goes like, you know, he go, and then the very end was like, I know you've learned your lessons, and
I'm confident you'll find a wonderful woman that you and your mama will be proud of. But it's up to you to choose wisely, good sir. I'm glad you swiped left on that cougar, cause they bite.
Cause they bite.
and then basically it's like, always great talking to you, Joshua. I'd love to talk some more, but I have another consultation coming up in just a bit. I'll send you a few more songs before I let you go. The next song is called The Hero. I'll talk to you next time. So it was meant to kind of segue into The Hero, but with the way the next song is, it just didn't fit, as well as some others, as well as like, I'll probably hear it from my mom if she heard the skit.
Right.
And she'd be like, why'd you put that skit on, son?
It's because it's for the art, mother.
For the art.
But I mean, like, and the older alternative version was, instead of Bumble, it was Tinder.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, I had like 30 something matches on there, and I swiped left through all of them and deleted the app immediately. That was like the other alternative. But it was pretty wild. Like, that's why Do for Love was not longer. But for music wise, it was Morgan was okay with putting it on there. But for different reasons, I chose not to do it. But you'll hear it on this podcast, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear the behind the scenes look. So, oh, and the other one with the Tinder one was like, you know, I swiped left and deleted the app because, you know, I don't like, you know, like, I don't want any O's.
Any O's?
Put an H in front of it.
Oh, you don't want any hoes.
Yeah, I don't want. I just didn't want to say that. You know, I didn't want to be degrading.
Oh, my bad. I was like O's. And
Yeah,
I was thinking
and I
like.
just put it.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, does he mean that? That's why I asked you.
I had to kind of reword it around.
Oh.
Like, you know, like, it's like, you know, F them O's. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of was at the time. It was. But I'm glad. But that was like the extended version of Do for Love, and it was my decision to cut that. And part of it too is just, it was like knowing what the song was. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing what the next song is. The Hero, track number 5. You had the villain in Lost in Space, the villain 2 in Dark Matter, and now
The Hero. Be my hero.
it's basically a piano ballad. And it wouldn't feel right to put like some wild, out there skit that was more suited for Dark Matter into a piano ballad.
Oh yeah, that'd be funky.
It would be really funky and real off guard.
Yeah, real out
and
there.
real out there, and I think just and yeah, the hero is like, I'm going to sweep you off. You know, I could be who you want. I could be, you know, the man that I'm called to be. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be a clown no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what it's like to play around, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. It's like, you know, like those Prince Charming stories, right? Like Frog Prince. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the Cinderella castle thing. You know, like Disney fairy tale stuff, but also like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could be the one who saves the day and sweep you off your feet, and like, that's Cosmic Casanova at work, the hero. And these damn feelings. I talked about it a little bit last time, but the song you hear in the background is the actualized version of these damn feelings. Classic Kainalu, based off Snapchat. You know, stick figure,
Oh shoot.
stick figure, surfboard falling off the wave. These damn feelings got me. Kainalu is he's a hopeless romantic. Hopeless romantic, and I don't even know who he was crushing over at the time, but it was just random. But the title was epic, you know what I mean? And I was inspired to write the song. We finished it in like a day, so, or like the next day or so, and then I you know, added some different things to, and Scott added some different things to kind of make the song what it is, like kind of pop, R&B, reggae-ish version, you know, and yeah, that's there's not a whole lot more that I can describe that hasn't been described about this song already. Take It Slow, track number 8. Old song. Written way back in 2010. Back in high school with Kainalu, with Scott, you know, and I'm glad that I'm able to sing Take It Slow in this key this time. We did a music video for it like way back in 2016, and we got the right girl for it. But the original, and we had me and our friend Natasha walk on the beach and stuff, and it was like beach house vibes, and stuff like that. But the original plan was that we had back in high school was more restaurant, more intimate, more like, okay, we have more, okay, we have like the band's playing in the background, you know, singers trying to serenade the girl that he likes, you know. That's basically the gist of it. And like, the vibe I was looking for was like candlelight dinner, and it has, Morgan and I were trying to figure out the dynamics of the song, because we didn't want it to be another piano ballad like The Hero.
Right.
And I'll probably say that the way, I'm so happy that this song turned out the way it did. The fact that it's so old and it's still able to be fresh, that's very fulfilling for me. I would say I'm proud of that one. I feel like it's a dynamic masterclass. I feel like so yeah, that's Take It Slow, an old high school song turned into something brand new. And Aura, track number 9. That is a throwback to both Dark Matter and Lost in Space. It's very much like, I see this girl, you know, she's staring at me. I'm captivated by this person. You know what I mean? It's like what do I do with these emotions that I feel? She's undeniable. I have to go make a move. I will regret it if I don't do anything about it. You know, and it's just, you know, you're in awe of this person. You're captivated by their aura, you're captivated by their spirit. So I'm gonna have to make a move. And let's see what happens. That's basically what aura is. It kind of has like a whole, like traveling through a spacecraft vibes, or like opening credits of Star Wars vibes. Like that was kind of like the way I looked at it. And I know you mentioned something about the metal version of aura, which I didn't. I just remembered. I forgot to mention. Morgan and I were experimenting with a real metal version of track number 9, which would have sent the song straight into the sun. It literally would have sent it straight to the sun. It's insane. But Morgan texted me back saying that he thinks he deleted it.
Oh, he deleted it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got a clip of it.
I got a clip of it, so it's all good. It's all good.
So just send that clip to Morgan, and he can kind of recreate it, because I need something to psych me out for leg day.
Yeah.
Because that metal version is peak. Yeah, like I could be standing there and I'd be like, let's do this. Like, let's do this.
Track number 10, One of a Kind. One of a Kind is it's a song I wrote in 2016. I did like a little challenge back in the day, or I think it was 2015 actually. I did like a song a week type thing on YouTube, and One of a Kind was one of those songs that I liked from that bunch, and it's very rom-com-ish. You said in the last episode that I didn't give away the track name at the time.
Right.
But it was like, it reminded you of the movie Can't Help But Wait, whereas like Jennifer Love Hewitt ran into the guy, the admirer at the train station.
Yeah.
Because she realized like who wrote her that letter. And then you were like, oh, you could hear the song you could hear the song like post credits after the movie was done. And I watched the movie after you said that, and I was like, yeah. Like I do see it, and I can't unhear it now.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, and you know, like, it's a happy song. It's a very happy song. Like, knowing you found someone good for you, that, you know what I'm saying, and like, and you're it's like that honeymoon phase where you can't help but be around that person all the time.
Yes.
That's basically what that song is, and track number 11, Tangible Affection, another really old song that was written in 2013, I believe. This song was about, you know, you found a love that's real, that's something that's sustainable. You know what I mean? You're going from one of a kind, where it's like you found someone real, you want to be around them all the time, to tangible affection, where it's like, okay, I can't be around you all the time, but I know that even if you're gone, the love I have for you is real. I know it's you. It was very much inspired by a song called "It's You," by one of my favorite songwriters of all time, Tony Luca. Shout out to him. And a very singer-songwriter-y type song, just straight guitar.
Yeah.
And like, that's another example of it being like, you can tell like it's not just the, you know, intergalactic out there, you know, overly, you know, over the top Mars Luna. It can be stripped down and, you know, be down to earth as well. You know what I mean? It has that little balance, you know, and Tangible Affection kind of illustrates that balance pretty well. And Start the Fire, track number 12. This song is what I call the final boss, because it took forever, literally forever, for Morgan and I to get through the song. Like, this song was literally the biggest obstacle that we've had to face throughout the entire project, because the directions that we were trying to go with were so all over the place. And I think I kind of take the blame for this because I said like I heard something like surfaces, but the way I wrote the song was very much like folky and like Celtic like. And surfaces, I think maybe what I was trying to go for was like feel good, and we attained that. We attained the feel good part of it, and we did keep some surfaces elements in there as well. And I'm just proud of how Morgan and I were able to overcome that. Start the Fire was basically a song that I written during those like week challenges with no, actually I wrote that in 2015 when a bunch of my friends got married at the same time. It's funny because like a quarter of them are only, maybe like half of them are still married, I think. So I kind of just wrote that as like a celebration song for my friends who got married. I feel like some of them got married a little too young, but that's just me. Maybe that's why it didn't work out, I don't know, but you know, much love to them though. But no, yeah, like it was a song about like celebrating love, you know what I'm saying? Like cause like even getting married is like the pinnacle, you know what I'm saying? It's like the pinnacle of love, it's the pinnacle of, well, not the pinnacle, but like it's like the highest emotional peak.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the end of a certain race, but it's the beginning of another one. You know what I mean? And Start the Fire kind of illustrates that to its core. But yeah, like the songs themselves are pretty straightforward. Like there's not really a whole lot of descriptions that I could give that, you know, that aren't really obvious once you listen to these songs. So hopefully y'all enjoy the album when it comes out, and y'all will know when it's out, because the next episode, I believe, it'll be out by then. So Holo, I know you listened to the album right before we did this podcast.
Yeah. Yes,
You are the first person outside of Morgan and myself to hear the entire thing. I mean, granted, they're not the masters, but they're final mixes. But
right.
Close enough. What were your impressions of the album? What are your impressions of New Orbit?
I gotta say it's much more up there in energy.
Yeah.
Like, it's more on the happy mood.
Right.
Very, very energetic, very lively. We first listened to it in the car, and then I was like, oh, we gotta listen to it again, so
right.
you know, we can actually talk about it here on the pod.
Yeah.
So I was listening to it, and I kept saying, run back that track. Wait, run it again. Run that track again. Run that again. So my top three would be, in order, it would be Take It Slow, because Take It Slow reminds me of Versace on the Floor by Bruno Mars.
You said Take It Slow reminded you of that, right?
Yeah, Take It Slow reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Take It Slow, because the beginning, how there's that intro that comes in, really sets the tone for the whole song. And then there's these Damn Feelings, which takes me back to it takes me back to Spinning Caves, where we filmed the music video. And it's just funny how you can listen to a song and it brings you back to that place.
Yep.
And These Damn Feelings, this rendition, I feel like it's the rendition that it was meant to be.
Yep.
These Damn Feelings. And there's this part where he's singing, and I think it was just the first verse, and then it goes into the body of the song, and it feels like, for me, it feels like he's taking you along with him, and he's telling you the story, like he's there with you, like walking alongside you. And I told him to run that back one more time, again and again.
Yep.
My third favorite has to be Do for Love. Like, shout out to Morgan, but Morgan, why are you doing it only 50 seconds?
No, actually, that's me.
That's you. That's your idea. Oh, that's your idea.
That was my idea, because I said everything I needed to say.
Yeah.
In those 50 seconds, you know what I'm saying? And like, it didn't make sense for me to do another verse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you say what you gotta say, just leave it.
Just leave it.
But yeah, like it's
Yeah, I wish that song was much more longer because there's this beat in the back that just fills up all the gaps.
yeah.
And I kind of got lost in that beat, and then after it just fades, and I'm like, "What? That's it?"
Yeah.
So I told you, run it back again, run it again, and yeah, that become my favorite. So that's my top 3 favorites out of that album. But for sure enough, when it does come out, and I just listen to it consistently from top to bottom, there's gonna be some songs that are gonna stick out most than others, and they're gonna climb that chart. But
Right.
yeah, it was such a good listening session, and just knowing how far Mars Luna comes, and he was talking about it, and I think he just said on the pod that this is where Mars Luna is at now, and this is like the embodiment of him.
Yeah, it's like the embodiment of the duality aspect of like, okay, like, because the character work for Mars Luna was in dark matter, like comic book villain, intergalactic, you know what I'm saying? This is more like New Orbit is more down to earth, but like from a music standpoint, I would say that I would probably objectively say that this is my favorite Mars Luna album, because it's happier, and one, because the songs themselves are there's no like obvious favorites for me. Like it could be any other day I could choose something different.
Right, yeah.
Because I was even telling Morgan this, like they had like several different like albums, several different like songs that they could choose from. You know what I'm saying? Like Dark Matter, Psychopath is like the obvious top choice, or the villain to Rocket Science, or in Tom's case, Gone. But or like Lost in Space, like How Can I Live Without You, or Good Girl, or the villain. You know what I'm saying? Like, but with this one, I feel like there's no obvious one, because they all bring something to the table. I saw it, bro. Like, glad the first impression was good.
Yeah, it was good.
I wouldn't send the album to any other person first. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could send it to Kainalu, but I mean, he would be like, "Oh, it's not K-pop. It's not K-pop, bro."
Yeah, you probably play like a track here and there.
These damn feelings.
At Tantalus, and he'd be like, "Okay, K-pop."
Or something EDM.
Yeah, he's like,
nah,
okay,
it's all love, bro. It's all love. It's all good. It's all good. He has Mars Luna in rotation. But anyway, so at the end of every podcast episode, what we do is we always end the podcast episode with a question. Whether it's like a philosophical question, whether it's a fun question, whether it's a general question that's related to, the album or the single or interlude project, you know what I'm saying, that the question is tied to the overall theme. And today's question is...
Lay it on us.
Well, actually, I have 2 questions.
Oh, 2 questions.
I have 2 questions. Do you love the person you're becoming? And are you satisfied with your relationship status? I'll go first. I will go first.
Did you just find these questions just like
off top?
Now?
Off rip.
What the heck?
Off rip. I'm like, well, this is Cosmic Casanova season, so why not?
Oh, this is too funny. Especially what happened this morning.
So, I will say, do I like who I'm becoming? It could have been worse. It could have been worse. No, but seriously, I do. I think for the first time in my life, I do love who I'm becoming. I think for the first time in my life, I do. It's like I'm confident in myself. I know what I bring to the table. I know my strengths and my weaknesses, and I know how to maximize my strengths, and how I know what the best version of myself looks like now. But and I think part of that too comes with age. It comes with growth. It comes with going through different experiences. You know what I'm saying? And in that short answer, I like who I'm becoming a lot. And I think once a few more situations land, end up in my favor, I'll put it that way, then I'll love it even more. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Am I satisfied with my relationship status? That is a question that I just came up with.
What the heck? I knew it.
I said I came up with off rip.
Okay.
I said I came up with it off rip.
Yeah, you did say that.
So.
God dang it, Luna.
Am I satisfied with it? I'm cool with it. Like, there's no one on my radar right now. So it's just like, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Like, it's but I think I have to find out, what exactly am I looking for?
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, I don't know if I'll even end up with my type. You know what I'm saying? There's no guarantee.
Yeah.
So it also doesn't mean settle for just anyone. But but it's also more like I like being by myself. So it's like who do I want to go through all the seasons with? Who do I want to, go through all the good times with, and fight with, and make up with, you know what I'm saying? Like those kind of things is like I gotta enjoy being with them more than I love being by myself. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So I'm cool. Like if people kind of like trying to be a little excessive, I'm like, I'm good. I can go. I'm not. It's me season right now.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
It's me season right now.
That's a way of putting it.
But yeah, I'm cool with it. That's kind of like the best way I can go about it. Would I prefer to be with someone? Sure. Like I think everyone wants to be with someone at some point. But like I'm cool with being single. Like I have more freedom to be me. I have no emotions or I don't have someone else's emotions or decisions affect me like that. Mm-hmm. And that's a privilege I get to have right now. So no complaints. Could be better, could be worse, but no complaints.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Oh, cue the morning routine.
Oh, shoot.
Now, no pressure.
Okay, can you say the first question again?
The questions I have are, do you love the person you're becoming, and are you satisfied with your relationship status?
The last question.
Based off of today, I already know the answer.
Oh, brother. That's why I was like, wait, you just never just put this together just now.
No, but I mean, okay. but in all seriousness, it wasn't because of what happened today.
Okay.
It was because it tied into the Cosmic Casanova stuff. It was just funny that based off of what happened today, I was like, wait, I already know his answer. What the heck? I don't need to answer that one. No, I'm just playing. But
yeah. So, first question.
Do you love who you're becoming?
So, as of now in life, I'll say that I can confidently say that I'm satisfied with the person that I'm becoming. Like I'm satisfied how much growth that I've learned, and how the experiences that I had that led me up to this moment answering that question. Mm. If you was to ask this question a year ago when I was still living in Hawaii, then I'll be kind of stumped.
Mm.
Yeah, but being in Atlanta, living in Atlanta. Actually, next week is gonna be my 1 year
1 year.
living in Atlanta, and I gotta say, living there actually taught me so much lessons of other cultures, other people,
Yeah.
and when I was when I got him picking up from when Luna came to pick me up from the airport, and I was looking at the Vegas lights, it made me realize, and we was talking about this last night.
Yeah.
Made me realize, like, I would always tell him when I was living back home in Hawaii, I would always tell him, "Oh, I'm gonna come visit you. I'm gonna come visit you."
Yeah.
Because he would always visit Hawaii,
Yeah.
and I feel like that for him to come visit Hawaii didn't really push me to go visit him, because I'll be like, "Oh, nah, he's gonna come during the summer.
Right.
Oh, it's all good. He's coming in the winter."
Yeah.
So they kind of made me more comfortable to be like, okay, he's gonna come visit Hawaii. We can spend time in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But when I've moved to Atlanta, and I had vacation, and I was like, bet I'm gonna go and visit Luna.
Yeah.
And I didn't second guess myself.
Mm-hmm.
Got my days, and I was like, these days I'm gonna go visit Luna, and then on my way I'll go back home and visit my family. But it wasn't like that I had to like think about it. It was like it felt like it was a push to go visit him and connect to him, because he would all visit me in Hawaii, and I feel like I need to live up to what I've been saying all these years, that I was gonna go visit him, and now living by myself, or with my auntie, but by myself without any of my parents or my siblings or my cousin, my uncle, my immediate family, I had to really hone in to myself, being that I'm isolated from my immediate family, and understand that what I'm feeling and what decisions I'm going to be making moving forward in life. And I decided, I'm going to visit my homeboy, and no questions asked, we're going to do it. And I feel like if I was to still be living in Hawaii, I wouldn't go out and visit him. So it's like a little push that I'm pushed in the right direction. Like, it does get me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Living in a new environment, when we was talking about code switching, and just, filling out other people, and, they come from a whole different backstory, a whole different culture, and me just to be crossing paths with them and just to talk to them and learn more about them, it really makes me appreciate the person that I'm becoming, because I'm learning much more about myself, about other people, as well as how I want to move forward in my life and how I want to interact with other people. We was talking about phrases, talking about relating to people, how we talk to other people, how we act with other people, and being stuck on an island and just knowing what is on the island, and it's so small. Like, when you leave the island and go to the continental US, you are just shown to so much things, and it's it can be very overwhelming at times. But you just have to like deal with not deal with it, but understand that it's day by day. You just learn day by day, and these lessons that come through, you either embrace it, or it's gonna teach you a lesson. Like, you're gonna be drilled in it. So I'll say right now in life, I am confident with the person I'm becoming, and I can visualize myself in the future of who I want to mold myself to be. And talking to my coworkers, making friends, my coworkers becoming friends, and making friends here in Vegas, and also in Atlanta, and just connecting, network with people. It's gives me a huge understanding of who I am as a person, being seen from other points of view.
Right.
And when they speak and they speak to me and we're conversating, you can really feel out like, oh, like you are on like a next level type person where it's things that you normally don't talk about
Right.
if you haven't gone through that transition or phase in your life.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot that I can really say, but honestly, you yourself have to be able to notice what is being moving in your life and what's changing, because we can be here talking about it the whole time, but
Yeah.
if you're not experiencing it and you're not taking note and noticing it, then how would you know if you're changing as a person? Like
Yeah.
you're molding or becoming a next level self.
Right.
You know, shedding
Shedding skin.
and you know, putting some hammer armor on.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I think I'm real happy right now where I'm at. Like,
yeah, because you're changing your ecosystem. Because living in Hawaii, you're used to a certain ecosystem, right? And you're used to a certain way of living. You're talking about like how growth, you know, you won't really know unless you experience stuff, right?
Right.
And I'll say that, yeah, it's reasonable to be happy about where you're headed. You actually should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really are willing to grow and to better yourself as a person, you should feel happy about where you are. You know what I'm saying? And there's, and with the whole, you know, like, oh, like, I'm not really I don't feel like there's a need to go visit Luna because in Vegas because he'll come over here.
Yeah.
But like, the thing is, like, when you're living in Hawaii, you're so isolated from everywhere else. It's not geographically on the radar. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, okay, Atlanta and Vegas are in the continental United States. It's only a 4-hour flight. It's only, you know, you don't have to cross oceans. To get here, right? So I wouldn't say that it's not a slight. I didn't take it as a slight at all because I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because for me, I would rather fly there anyway. You know what I'm saying? I would rather fly there anyway. So it's, I mean, granted, like, I feel like, you know, living in Hawaii does have its limitations, obviously.
Right.
Otherwise, we would both be there still. But it is what it is. It's necessary for growth, and you know, there's the whole thing about, like, if you live in your hometown your whole life, you have a limited worldview at that point. You have limited perspectives, right? Because you're only used to a certain thing, right? So it is like, all those things they're necessary for sure. So I just wanted to point that out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not something to feel guilty about. I'm like, okay, I would have rather, like, Kainalu would go to Korea before he would visit either one of us.
You gotta check that off his list, man.
Just get it off the list, bro. Just find time. Just, you know, request days off, bro.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do is talk about it and
just request your days off, bro.
Yeah, and then make it happen. But yeah, eventually he's gonna make it happen.
Yeah, for sure.
He keeps talking about it. He listens to K-pop. He's surrounded by it. K-drama. He drinks soju after work.
And that's the only alcohol he drinks.
Yeah.
He doesn't drink like any other thing. It's, I don't know. Yeah. Hopefully we gotta get him. We gotta have the 3 of us or 4 of us with Scotty live.
Yeah.
We gotta have the 4 of us alive. It's gonna be something else. But yeah. And the second question.
That second question. Can you repeat it?
Are you satisfied with your relationship status?
I would say yes, I'm satisfied with it because right now, my relationship status is it gives me peace of mind that okay, I'm right now I'm not at a great place to change it because I feel like I right now I'm not in a good place like in my life like career wise.
Right.
Like right now I'm almost there. Like I can really feel it. My coworkers and my friends that I do talk to about it,
Mm-hmm.
they are 100%. They know it's gonna happen. So right now
Right.
I'm in that stage where the focus is my career.
Right.
Yeah, and once I have my career locked in, then I can be like, okay, now we can, I can start thinking about, changing my relationship status. But, based on today, you already know, like, it constantly changes.
The tone. It constantly changes.
It constantly changes.
So I might have said this. I might have said this like 1 minute ago, but, but now that I think about it,
sometimes it changes. So I'm just being real with you guys, like
ski.
I'm the type of person like if I see something that looks good, I want to start macking on it. Like I've learned that in Atlanta when these girls, especially black girls,
Georgia peaches.
these Georgia peaches, right? They no joke. If they like what they see, they go get them. Like they don't shy. They leave shyness at home. Like
for sure.
I get it.
I get it. I get you.
You get
I get you. I understand what you're saying.
Like for instance, there's like these girls with braids, and I found them interesting.
Right.
I found them attractive. So I'm the type of person that would observe first.
Right.
Observe how body language, verbal cues, and just observe how they hold themselves. Well, I thought wrong. These girls are attractive, but once they open their mouth, dog, they ghetto.
I will say that it's no different from home.
Yeah, it's no different from home, but these girls, they swear off the yin yang. Bro, I was like, wait, what? Like, yeet. They talk some serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of puts me off. So that's when I was like, check off the list. But
could you bring them home to your mom?
oh no, I wasn't. No.
Take it back to the hero.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I'll say yes, I am satisfied with my relationship status, but sometimes I would like to change it.
Right.
But then there's a lot of aspects and a lot of things in my life that I want to pursue and make sure they're locked in first.
Right.
Then I can be like, okay, this is locked in. I can start moving down. Okay, I can start focusing on, this or pursuing someone or, starting a family. And I know in life, there's a lot of people who kind of want to just get it done.
Yeah.
They want to get it done, or they want to just go and have fun, which, yeah, go ahead and have fun, get it. But at the same time, I want to make sure my life is already set, and plus it goes into my me mentally, like how I want to live out my life and how I want to live out my legacy.
Right.
Because when I do find someone and I pursue someone, and go dating status, partner, that person that I'm with side by side is representing me and also representing my family.
Right.
And then it's just a whole connection of things, and it goes to I'm representing her, she's representing me, representing her family, and representing my family. And I wanna make sure, me mentally and my legacy that I leave behind is that I'm satisfied with it.
Right.
And I'm not
Yeah,
the type
for
of
sure.
person that's gonna be like jumping around, investing in other people, because when I seeing somebody, I'm actually putting a part of me into them, and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Right.
And that's a big thing for me, especially what happened years ago.
Right.
You talked about it.
Yeah.
That's when I think that's why I'm so picky sometimes.
Right.
Um,
I mean, it's better to have standards than nothing.
yeah,
Than nothing.
yeah.
So.
And I think Nalu knows, even Scott knows that my standards are high. I don't really take bare minimum.
Holokahiki has a lot of
Oh
power.
my
You
God.
know what I'm saying? Have you seen La La Land? The
La La?
movie.
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
The movie. So basically, it's kind of like a musical-ish type of thing. Has one of the most heartbreaking endings in ever. Like how
I'm
you
gonna watch
see,
it.
because you have like those
You got the musical?
it's like a musical movie type thing. With Ryan Gosling, I think was in it. I think.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I don't remember. Let me check that.
I
Real
think
quick.
I remember.
La La Land. La La Land. Yeah, Ryan Gosling's in it, and Emma Stone.
Yeah, okay.
Like I love movies that don't have the happily ever after ending.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Not because I don't want the couple to end up together, but because I'm a realistic person. Like I'm very much rooted in realism, which is kind of funny because the character I do he's out there in space. It's very much a contrast, but yeah, and basically the whole thing with the ending was like, it was the guy Seb, his dream or whatever was to open up a jazz lounge, and what's her name, Mia? Yeah, Mia, I believe her name was. Google that. Mia, yeah, Mia was auditioning to become a famous actress.
Okay.
And they were supporting each other throughout the whole thing, their whole process. And they ended up attaining those things, right? And it came at the expense of their relationship.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But like they can lead, like at the very ending, there was like Mia, she was like married with a baby and stuff with another guy, and I guess she kind of meandered her way into the lounge, Seb's lounge with her husband, and
Right.
and Seb noticed her, and he was like crestfallen and downtrodden because he noticed her there, and he was like, oh wow, and then like he ended up playing a piano piece, and they had like this like imaginary scenario or whatever, and then towards the end of the song it went back to reality, and it's like he was playing like his last notes or whatever, and they weren't really, they exchanged looks without saying a word, and they knew what was said at that point. It was like we did it, like we made it here, but we're not together anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's the ending of the movie is much better than the way I just explained it, but it kind of, the way you talked about your career aspirations and like getting those things in line first before you finding your one, and how that's very important to you. It kind of reminded me of that.
Okay.
Because it's like, sometimes things just don't work out.
Yeah.
That's life, and that's okay. And that we gonna look out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
you already know.
so it's like So it's like, why trip for?
Yeah. Yeah, especially like with the career, I want to make sure I can take care of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Gotta provide.
gotta provide. Like it's the Hawaiian way.
The Hawaiian way. It's the Hawaiian way.
Oh shoot, man! These questions, man. For someone who just got these questions on the spot is pretty deep, man. Jeez.
I mean, yeah. I just think a lot about stuff. So
That's good. That's good.
But yeah, yeah. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the ML Backstage podcast, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. This was a very special one, very first live episode. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Be on the lookout for New Orbit coming out any day now. You'll find an announcement any day.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe you may even get an announcement tomorrow. You know, but I mean I literally got some text from Morgan saying that this is the final mixes. We're really in the home stretch now, and I feel really good about it. You know, it's the I've already had some good responses on the singles, so can't wait to see what's in store. And Holo, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, you already know, man.
Glad we were able to do this live, and this is something that we've been talking about off air with all the co-hosts for a while now. But just we all live in different places, so it's hard to kind of do stuff live, but I hope you enjoyed it. So you can follow me on Instagram and Threads at Luna B Joshua. You can find all of the music stuff at It's Mars Luna on Instagram, Threads, X, not Facebook, at It's Mars Luna. You can subscribe on YouTube at It's Mars Luna. You can follow on Spotify and Apple Music at Mars Luna, and you can subscribe to the website at itsmarsluna.com. So, Holo, what else you want to plug?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram, Holokahiki Toves, and then on YouTube, Holokahiki Toves. And me being here, I'm actually putting together a vlog. It's been how many months? Putting together a vlog of my time here, and then I'm going to be heading back home to Hawaii, and then, spending time with family, and you know how that's going to be. So hopefully you guys can check out my YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Sometimes I got to plug myself in, but I am almost to 100 subscribers.
Almost to 100.
Almost to 100. I'm 78 right now.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So almost to 100 subscribers.
And get this man to 100. You know
and then I need to put in the hours on YouTube, and then I can start, actually monetizing my
there we go.
my content. So
let's go, Bob.
Just plugging myself in there, follow my Instagram, follow my YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube, It'd be good fun.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. So hope y'all enjoy New Orbit when it comes out. Hope y'all enjoy this episode. Stay tuned for more updates as they come. And as Mars Luna always likes to say, embrace your odyssey. Embrace. I'm going to do the Mars Luna sign here. Embrace the strange. Bye. Bye, y'all.
It's a lot to unpack here, Ethan. First of all, we had a live episode, which is unbelievable. Holo's in Vegas, which was also unbelievable. New Orbit's still not done yet, and Joshua leaked it, so it's his fault. And my voice is cracked out because of him. Where is he so he can come get these hands?
Shoot, I don't know what you want me to do. Just gotta let time do its thing, I guess. Dang.
No. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this episode of the ML Backstage podcast. If you liked what you heard, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to us on Apple and YouTube at ML Backstage. You can follow me on Instagram, Threads, X, and Facebook at It's Mars Luna. You can find all my music on Spotify and Apple Music and on my website at itsmarsluna.com. Stream all the singles, Greenlight, Communication, and This Time on all streaming platforms, and watch the lyric videos too on YouTube. Thank you all for listening, watching, and hanging out with us. Hope you're all enjoying this episode, and stay tuned for the next one, as hopefully the album New Orbit is out by then. For real this time. Bye.